G'day guys, Cam Wild Touring. I'm back in the shed again today to talk to you about my latest upgrades from Pedders, including a Track Rider rear drum to disc conversion with slotted rotors, Kevlar ceramic pads and braided brake lines on both the front and the rear end of the D-Max now. I've also had the factory upper control arms replaced with Track Rider Extreme upper control arms and factory CV shafts replaced with Pedders CV shafts. So you're probably wondering why the brake upgrades. Well, D-Maxes, like many modern Thai-built utes, come with drums on the rear end rather than discs. This simply just comes down to economics. It's just cheaper for them to come out with drums than discs. Drum brakes are pretty old technology. They still work for most people in most situations. However, there are some major disadvantages. So when you've got a heavy touring or tow rig like I do, and you're trying to pull all that weight up, the heat generated by the drum brakes doesn't dissipate particularly well. As the temperature of the surfaces rise, gas builds up between the brake lining and the drum, which reduces the effectiveness of the system and it increases your stopping distances. Prolonged exposure to those high temperatures also causes glazing, which again reduces your braking ability. On top of all that, as the brake lining wears down, the distance between the shoe and the drum increases. Most modern drum brake systems will automatically adjust the drum when required. This generally works pretty well when everything is kept clean. But like many of you have probably had similar issues to me, once you get water, mud, sand, dust, all the rest of it inside your drum, suddenly that auto adjustment just doesn't work so well. So with these issues combined, I found that I was really struggling to pull this rig up, especially once the caravan was hitched on too, and I certainly wasn't able to do it in a hurry if I needed to. I was also spending a lot of time stuffing around with brake maintenance. My drums would require frequent cleaning and manual adjustment. And because they were not working particularly well, the front brakes would end up working a lot harder, which was causing premature brake wear and more frequent resurfacing and replacement of my brake pads up the front. Yeah, they were forever glazed up. It was a real pain in the bum. So when I first heard that Pedders had released an ADR approved kit to replace drum brakes with discs, I was pretty interested. This has been on my wish list for some time now, and it's one of my favorite mods to date. This drum to disc conversion is a direct OEM replacement. The kits are engineered to Pedders specifications and manufactured exclusively for Pedders. This conversion is available for Toyota Hiluxes, Ford Rangers, Mazda BT50s and Isuzu D-Maxes, all of which perform really well after this has been done. This kit consists of new backing plates and brackets, new calipers, Kevlar ceramic low dusting high performance pads and slotted rotors. The handbrake is now integrated into the rotor's top hat. It's an expanding shoe arrangement like a drum park brake. Discs dissipate heat a lot more efficiently than drums and are less likely to suffer from brake fade. This is largely to do with the fact that they have a wider surface area that's directly exposed to air. Slotted rotors like this improve brake output by allowing dust, water and gas to escape between the pad and the rotor. The Kevlar ceramic pads are designed to withstand much higher temperatures than OEM shoes or pads before suffering the effects of fade or glazing. Independent testing of this drum to disc conversion on a Hilux loaded to 3,590 kilos, that's with a Pedders GVM upgrade, resulted in an average 34% improvement in braking efficiency, pulling up over 30 metres shorter from 100 kilometres per hour. Pretty impressive stuff. While I had the D-Max on the hoist, I also had the front brakes replaced to match the rear end and braided brake lines fitted all round. I can tell you, having had this on for a month now, this has made an enormous improvement on and off road. I've had the car loaded up and towing the van down the two steepest hills we've got around Perth, and it was a heck of a lot better behaved, pulling up much better than ever before. This should have been how these cars came out from factory. It's worth mentioning here that Pedders also do an extreme big brake upgrade where they can fit larger dimpled and slotted rotors and 6-pot calipers to select models. On the D-Max, I would have had to run larger rims to accommodate this upgrade, which didn't really suit my type of driving. But I did have a look at this kit fitted to Bevan's Ford Ranger at the Cannington store, and it's a seriously impressive setup. While I was at Pedders, I also had them replace my upper control arms with their Track Rider Extreme upper control arms. These are designed to restore acceptable geometry on lifted IFS vehicles like mine by repositioning the top ball joint, improving joint articulation and allowing full travel. They're also shaped to allow clearance for larger wheels. Pedders do these for a wide range of makes and models, and it's definitely worth checking out to see if they'll do yours. I also had my front drive shafts replaced with Pedders gear. Just like everything else Pedders do, these meet or exceed OEM parts, but this was more about preventative maintenance for me. CV joints do have a limited lifespan, and wear is accelerated on lifted vehicles that see a lot of off-road driving like mine does. It's great to know that I'm covered anywhere in Australia by Petters 2-year or 40,000k warranty. Whilst the car was up on the hoist, Brad noticed that one of my sway bar links was looking pretty ordinary, so he replaced both of them with new Petters sway bar links. That pretty much wraps up all the Petters upgrades for now. I am absolutely thrilled with how this thing is handling on and off-road. Since I've had all this kit fitted, I've already had 1 trip away in the van, and I've had 2 trips away with just the car. The last trip I just got back from a couple of days ago, I did several 100Ks off-road, and it is handling so well now. I'm really happy with it. Huge thanks again to Petters for helping me out with all this great gear and allowing me to film in the workshop. Huge thanks to Bevan and Brad from the Cannington store. You guys have been really accommodating, and I do appreciate it. Before I go, just a reminder that the competition Petters are running to win a tricked out VW Amarok and a ute full of camping gear is still running. Entry's free. I'll put a link in the description for you to enter. I'd be absolutely thrilled if I found out that one of my subscribers had won it, so get on there and enter, guys, it's free. Anyway, cheers for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.